So I'm gonna make a video real quick on this, and I already uploaded a video before talking about the Duralast Gold Rotors, which are the ones that are like painted black. Even the part of the rotor where the brake pads make contact are painted black. So I change out a lot of rotors, and usually what I do is I get Duralast Gold brake pads from Autozone, and I get the rotors as well to go with the pads, just so everything's matching. It's kind of like a OCD peace of mind type of thing, and then obviously the deals. But what I'm starting to notice, and what I have been doing, is instead of getting the gold rotors, I'm just getting the regular rotors that have no paint on them at all. Just, you know, they're coated with a little bit of oil, then you clean the oil off and then you're good to go. So we did these brakes on this car probably last summer, and it's summer 2026, so we did this probably summer or fall 2025. So these brakes are already making noise, and I think I've also read where other people have had a similar issue. So if you're noticing here, the ridge here on the interface where the brake pad, the bottom of the brake pad if you will, or more center part towards the center of the spindle, is making contact here. So the sliders are good. I just greased them up and checked them out. Everything there is working the way they should be. Both brake pads are wearing evenly, but the only issue is right here along this inner edge. And what I'm noticing is, as you can see, where it looks kind of bubbly, and it looks like the rust has kind of bubbled up under the paint. Because when I installed these, they were fine, there was no noise, but it just took a little while for there to be noise to start happening. And some of it was the parking brake shoes rubbing the inside with a little bit of rust buildup, ironically. So here it looks like rust started to form, and that's when the noise started. So when I do spin this by hand, if I can, there's a little bit of noise. There's one noise that might be something else, but there's definitely one noise where the brake pad is rubbing on that there. So there's that issue that I just started to notice on these rotors. The other issue I had is a lot of these Duralast Gold rotors I've been getting within the last few months have been just horrible quality. I put a rotor on somebody's car, and then what I normally do, I got in the habit of doing, is spinning the rotor by hand before I put the wheel on and everything. So I had already put the pads and everything on, and everything was together, but I spun the rotor and I noticed a noise. So I spun it even faster, and the rotor had a very obvious warp, if you will. So when they machined the rotor, I'm not sure how they do that, like whatever plant, however their process is, with some sort of lathe or something. So they must be machining these way too quick, or their machines are not up to par. There must have been some issues, because the rotor was so warped that it was literally rubbing the inside of the brake caliper bracket. That's how bad it was. So that's probably maybe a 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch of tolerance difference. So I had to go warranty those out. It wasn't the first time. I had quite a few rotors that had that same exact issue, and that was over the course of a few months. So it's a little disappointing, because I usually just go and deal with my local AutoZone. I don't like going anywhere else. It's just my own personal preference. I'm sure the other stores probably have the very similar issues, but I'm starting to no longer use Duralast Gold rotors that are painted black. And not only that, is the excess material will build up in the chutes on the brake pads, and that could also cause a form of noise as well.